Courage and the boldness that you gain after speaking affirmations over yourself. The more you hear it, the more you believe that it's true.
And welcome to Premier Fitness. I'm Gene Williams, your yoga instructor, and I'm here to tell you about the benefits of yoga. Can't hear you, Mom. Good afternoon, good people, and welcome to Where's the Love, where we talk about things such as bullying, narcissistic personality disorder, things of that sort. And today is episode 24. Can you believe it? I mean, wow, 24 episodes. So the last episode, So the last episode we discussed love bombing, which refers to a behavior pattern where at the beginning of the relationship, a partner shows the other over-the-top attention and affection, and then as the relationship goes on,
Okay, he's froze. We're having technical difficulty. I guess I couldn't talk with my mic on mute. I didn't realize it was on mute, so I was introducing the show. Hopefully he'll unfreeze in just a moment. You are listening to Where's the Love? And I'm your host. I'm Stephne Hawkenhole, and my son is my co-host, Gene Williams. Gene, are you still froze? Okay, it looks like he's coming back in.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, go ahead and finish introducing the show. I redid what I was doing. I had my mic on mute. Couldn't hear me.
Hey, players mess up, man. I mean, go ahead and pop that collar on, press it on your shoulder, though, man. You know what I mean? Here we go. Get it up. See that little crumb right there? Get on it. All right. Well, because I don't know exactly what you heard, I'll just kind of recap again.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Cool. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So on episode 23, we discussed love bombing, which refers to behavior patterns where at the beginning of a relationship, a partner showers the other with over-the-top attention and affection. And then as the relationship goes on, they apply other tactics, to control and manipulate. And it's just a constant cycle of chaos.
Yeah.
So what we're going to discuss today, though, goes on to the next thing, which is narcissistic fleas.
Yeah.
Ever heard of that?
I never heard of it until last week when you mentioned it. I was like, I need to check this out and see what this is. I mean, flying monkeys, narcissistic fleas. What the heck? What the heck else are we going to learn? What else is going on with these narcissists that has so much power in their minds and in the minds of those that fear them? So, and I want to add that love bombing is not only, we talked about it in intimate relationships, but it's also in other relationships as well. It can be parents with the children. It can be with your coworkers. It can be with your friends. So those that give you the most attention are the ones that you what's the word? Gravitate to,
Right.
to do your work, to do your dirty work. So you want to start out, or you want me to start out?
You can start out.
Okay.
Ladies
All
first.
right. What are narcissistic fleas? Thank you for asking. I'm glad you asked. Narcissistic fleas is a well known mental health issue brought about by excessive feeding. Narcissistic fleas are simply just a fact for the modern narcissist. Talking about them does nothing but irritate the narcissist and feed their conviction that everyone's out to get them. That's how they think. Everybody's out to get me. So that thought just made me think of Medea on one of her shows. She said, "I'm gonna get them before they get me."
Right.
So that's how the narcissists think. Everybody's out to get them. So since they have that thought process, they um, do what they can to get to the other person.
Right. I did want to add something real quick. It says brought on by excessive feeding. So I wanted to expound upon that just a smidge.
Okay.
So it's talking about narcissistic feeding, which means you're feeding into the chaos created by the narcissist, and you constantly feed into that. And over time, it leads into narcissistic fleas, which is you, and you'll see. You'll see. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get ahead of myself. Almost there. I'm like, no, reel it back, reel it back.
Hey sis, thanks for joining, Beverly. If you can share your Facebook page so that others can join, if you can. Did you know you can catch fleas of narcissism? Did you know that? This is a psychological phenomenon involving adopting certain narcissistic behaviors. Ooh, wee. As a consequence of being continually abused by someone with a narcissistic personality disorder. So, what they do can roll off on you, and before you know it, you are exhibiting narcissistic behaviors.
Right.
You want to add something?
Oh yeah, which is why we discussed the importance of creating boundaries, and also especially after dealing with a person with narcissistic personality disorder, it is imperative that you go to counseling. Like, so literally your therapist can help you determine between what's facts and what's fiction, equip you with the tools to not fall into that trap again, and to even see that in yourself, to be a mirror for you to
Yes.
see, those narcissistic personality traits showing up in your personality.
When I read that about starting to exhibit their behaviors, it made me think of a relationship that I was in, and there was the last relationship that I was in that things were happening. I didn't understand what the heck was going on with dude. Um, but what I found myself doing is I found myself becoming a whole different person.
Right.
And I didn't even realize. I mean, I realized that I was doing it. And just to be honest, I was cussing him out all the time. I didn't care. I was,
right.
My whole personality changed. Right. And Keisha said, "Mom, when you in a relationship like that and you are not even the same person, and when your whole personality change, that's not a good relationship for you." Mm-hmm. And so what we do in relationships is we try to make it work, staying there, hanging there, hoping they'll change, hoping it'll get better. And so during all that process, we can become somebody different if we don't hurry up and get out of that relationship because it's so toxic. Yes, exactly. Lose yourself. And so that's what I did. And I just kept hanging in there. And it was just horrible. It was just crazy how that was happening. But I thought about that when I was reading this information. I'm like, whoa, that was me. So he was a narcissist, and I didn't understand that's what was going on. I just knew that was the craziest relationship I've ever been in.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely been there personally. Yes,
I
I
know
know
you
it well.
have.
I know it well. I know it well.
And I'm just grateful to say and thankful to say that you're out of it. I say that to you quite often. I'm so glad and thankful that you're out of it. I didn't stay in it a long time, but I still stayed in it too long
Right.
to, like I said, to change the whole, my whole being just changed. So,
Right.
where are we?
Well, I want to say real quick, and
Okay.
I got you. I know where we are.
Okay.
But so, in a way, if you think about it, like adopting some of the narcissist's characteristics, it's like a defense mechanism for the person who's
Yes.
being abused. It's like
Yeah.
you reach that point of, I gotta watch my words, that you don't care anymore. You don't care anymore. And then it's like, I used to, my term for it was as a Jim, like as a person who's a Cancer, as astrologically, I would say that my shell has grown spikes, and I was just edgy, and you get to that point where you don't care anymore. It's like I'm ready to destroy everything. You come at me, even if I feel like you're about to come at me the wrong way, I'm about to on you. I mean, that's how it does feel.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it'd be totally opposite to your personality. You're a calm, cool, collected person all the time, always laughing, always joking, and then you get around that person, it's like you can't breathe. You have, it start to feel sweaty and anxious and angry, and you're like, why am I exuding this energy? Like, I need to step away. And when you step away from that person, that's when you realize it's that energy of that person. I need to get away as soon as possible. So yeah.
It's crazy how that happens, but like I've said, on numerous shows, the more I learn, the more I realize a certain person was being a narcissist, because my thing was always seeing people, and not everybody, but seeing people as mean. Um, why are they being so mean? Why are they treating me so bad? That's how I always thought. So as I learned more about bullying, then I understood, okay, so they're a bully, they're bullying me, and this is a type of bullying that they're doing. Thanks, Beth. So, and this is a type of bullying that they're doing. And so now that we've been talking about the narcissist for so long and the different traits and characteristics of the narcissist, I understand more. Okay, so now I understand that I was dealing with a narcissistic person, and so I learned just from going back with some of the things that happened to me that certain people are narcissists. I just didn't realize that then. I just thought they were mean. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I had to work over here. I'm like, what's going on over here? My goodness.
Yeah. So, go to the next part. Is it?
I got you.
Okay.
All right. So narcissistic fleas are sort of a complication of long-term involvement with someone who has narcissistic personality disorder. This may be a narcissistic parent or a narcissistic spouse, or even a long-term narcissistic friend or coworker.
Yeah.
Many people adopt the behaviors of the abusers as a dysfunctional coping mechanism. That's what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Ever found yourself doing something out of character and realize you're copying someone close to you? You probably have caught their nasty fleas.
Yeah. Now, and that, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's what Keisha was telling me. She said, "Ma, you are totally out of character. You're are." That was her exact words to me. You know, when somebody take you all out of character, that means that's not a good relationship for you. Yeah, time to get gone. Exit stage left. So, man, like I said, dealing with narcissists and not even knowing it. So I'm so glad that we are covering this different information and that we are learning, because now from here, I, will notice and realize and understand, oh, that's what this is. And so
Right.
that's the importance of educating yourself about something.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So catching fleas comes from the old proverb: if you lie down with dogs, you'll get up with fleas.
Yep.
The concept is stuck in psychology, describing picking up negative traits from an abuser with a personality disorder.
Yep. So the victim. Go ahead. You froze.
It's time to go get some counseling and exit stage left on.
Yep. And don't wait so long, because the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be for you. The more your mind is going to be messed up. So while we're here, 988 is a mental health hotline. Call 988 and you can talk to somebody to get some help and assistance with mental health. You don't have to go at it alone. 988 is also the suicide hotline number. So you can call 988 for either one of those issues and get some help.
Yeah. And also, just we talked about this before in other shows, but having a support system is extremely important. And
Absolutely.
also, and I brought that up because it's important that if you start to display narcissists, that you have friends who will be honest with you. The best person to have in your life is someone who's going to keep it honest with you at all times, whether you like it or not. But doing it in a way that's loving is preferred. Because then if it's not done, then that's a whole nother story. But still, lovingly will check you. Hey, that's not cool what you're doing. You need to check yourself. That's love. That's real love. When a person lets you do stuff that they know is not good for you and don't say anything, that's not a true friend. Right. I don't care how they try to dress it up to make it look pretty. It's not a real friend. A real friend will check you on your stuff. Hey, your stuff smells bad, brother or sister, whatever. I love you enough to say something. If I didn't care, I wouldn't say anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's very important. And some people don't like hearing honesty, when somebody is being honest with them, but that's not your fault. Your issue is to correct them by telling them that ain't cool. Just like Gene just said, that ain't cool. And if they don't like it, they don't want to be around you. That has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. Your position is to let them know that I don't agree with what you're doing. It's not right. If they don't want to be around you or don't want to talk to you as a result of that, that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. Exit stage left. And peace.
Listen, that keeps it breezy over here for me, partner.
Not breezy.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Yep. So real love is being honest and being truthful. That's what real love is, not hiding and keeping it, I ain't going to say nothing because they going to get mad. So you're not being honest and truthful. So what are you really doing? How are you helping? You're not. So
get
you
mad.
Got right.
Get mad. Go ahead, get mad. It's okay.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Exactly.
I still told you and I still love you.
Yep.
Boo boo. I still love you. I still love you. But you're wrong.
Yeah.
So we can talk later.
After you get yourself together. Because
you heard me, man.
Right now, yourself ain't together.
We gotta keep it. We got to seriously, like, that's all I like to keep around me. People who can keep it honest with me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get mad about it. But like, I'm like, man, you was right. You was right. I still.
It don't always feel good.
Right, but it is what it is.
Right, exactly. So let's talk about this victim. Did you want to add something else?
No, I'm done talking for right now.
All right. Let's talk about this victim. The victim, a common concern among victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse is I've been with the narcissist so long, I'm afraid I've become one myself. So listen, first, if you feel any inkling of guilt or remorse about your behaviors, you are not a narcissist. You are not a narcissist if you feel guilty or remorse about your behaviors. This is why narcissists are not capable of self reflection. They don't care about anybody but themselves.
Factual.
Yes, it is likely, however, that you've been bitten by their fleas. But if you feel guilty or remorse, you're not a narcissist. But you start exhibiting some of their behaviors, guess what? Their fleas got off them onto you.
Yep.
So when infected with fleas, a victim of narcissistic abuse may adapt their behaviors of their abuser as a defense mechanism or as a way to give them a taste of their own medicine. Acting like a narcissist with the narcissist doesn't have the same effect on the narcissist. They don't care. They don't care.
They don't care at all. They do not care. And actually it feeds the fire. Like it makes it bigger. And it's like, you know what?
Yep.
Forget about it.
Yep. So the narcissist is completely unaffected by you treating them the way they treat you. They are getting supply in the form of negative attention. We're going to talk about the narcissistic feeding supply in a future show. So you want to add something?
No, I was looking at Beverly's comments. To the left, to the left.
Okay, you want to go ahead with the
yeah. Okay. So did the narcissist is completely unaffected by you treating them the way they treat you. They are getting supply in the form of negative attention.
Okay.
Go ahead. In a narcissist's mind, negative attention is better than no attention. You know people like that?
Yep.
We do. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities and other so-called people, whatever, who are great at this.
Yep.
Edward Bernays, the father of public relations, said all publicity is good publicity, and some people use the crap out of that in this day and age. It's hilarious. Anyway, so in fact, they often find it more enjoyable because if they can get you all worked up, it means you have deep emotions invested in them and their relationship. Whoo, boy, Lord Jesus. Oh, my God. Man, if you ain't speaking my life right now, Lord. By giving them a dose of their own medicine, it usually leads to regret, shame, and the need for you to apologize to the abuser, which just feeds them more.
Yep. That's what I thought.
Go up like Mega Mind's head.
Yep. Because they're like, that's what I thought. You can't do me like I do you. You just take what I do to you.
I'm just going to be quiet right there.
If you want to share,
and they will say that to you in no uncertain times. If they don't say it straight up, they will tell you, like, basically what you tripping for. Just take it.
Yep.
You have feelings about it? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about your feelings. What? Okay. Oh.
Mark said, you folks on the left again.
Man, I'm focused on the left, man. I'm focused on it. Hey, listen, my exit plan is always in place. I always got an exit strategy. I love you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he crazy, Beverly. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
I'm a little
But
cray. It's all good though.
listen, that's how we get through stuff though, acting crazy. After
Lord,
we after we start healing,
after
then we
all,
can be crazy about it. All
right.
right,
Yep.
so
That's what I was gonna say. After the tears and whatnot, then yeah. After the tears and the processing and all that stuff, then you come back and look at it in hindsight, and it's hilarious. But in the
yeah,
moment, it's hell.
yeah, ain't no laughing matter at all.
No.
It is straight hell. And you don't even realize, but that's how it is when you look back on a lot of things in life. You know, you be like, why did I stay so long? What was going on with me? What was wrong with me?
Right.
You know, but once you start healing, and you specifically when you learn about whatever it is, um, you learn about whatever it is and educate yourself about it, then uh, you can make it a laughing matter. Not laughing at the pain and the turmoil, but just the reverse of hurt and pain, brokenness is laughter and joy. And so you just come to a different place in your mind, and then you're able to, you know laughter might be one of the joys
Right.
of getting past that pain.
Yep. Yeah, it's the alchemy of life, man. You take something negative and hurtful and painful and learn through it, and you process it like you're purifying something. You're purifying yourself. And then you come on the other side and you're able to look, in hindsight and be like, dude, I took so much that I didn't have to deal with, but how have you grown? Like that's the big question for me.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's
How have I
it.
grown? How much have I grown? How much better of a person have I become? How much more aware am I? How much more present am I in the moment?
Yep.
That's the big thing. We
Yep.
get caught up in stuff like this and we become unaware. We're either living in the past or in the future, as opposed to
Yep.
being in the moment, being very aware of who you are, what your goals are,
Absolutely.
what you will take, what you won't take. Like it takes you out of that.
Yep. That's good. That's good info. So you want to go ahead, or you want me?
Well, I was going to finish because I stopped like right in the middle, pretty much.
Okay.
The narcissist will seize upon these incidents as a justification for their own abusive behavior and or as a way to take the spotlight off of them and make it shine on you. So basically, as opposed to you being the victim, now they're the victim. That's how they do it. They'll flip it.
Yep.
In the end, you feel dirty and violated for behaving and thinking the way you did, so you stop treating them badly. Yeah, you can't play mind games with a person who's
Mm.
just
Who's
like that's
sick?
their entire life.
Yep. A person who's sick, their mind is sick.
Yep, to
You
drive
def.
you insane.
Oh yeah. So you definitely can't play games with them, and that may not be your intent at all. But you got to make. That's why boundaries are important.
Right.
Creating clear boundaries and sticking to them. That's why that's so important. Because then you're not up and down about what you said. You know, this is it. This is what I'm sticking to. This is what we doing. If that ain't what we doing together, then we ain't doing nothing together. We done. You know. So you want to add something?
No, I'm reading things and I'm just like, wow, dude.
Symptoms of fleas. You're normally submissive, but occasionally snap and become aggressive with your abuser, perhaps even hitting them. You typically keep your cool, but sometimes resort to name calling and shouting, often feeling that it's out of your control. You normally approach your disagreements in a calm manner, but later engage in passive aggressive behaviors, such as destroying your abuser's belongings when they are not around. So, for me, in the relationship that I was talking about, I was like I said, I was cussing him out. I'm all out of character. This ain't me. This ain't the kind of stuff I do. Calling him names, shouting at him, and he would just look at me like, "Have you lost your mind?" but wouldn't say nothing. And that would make me more mad. So I would do more of whatever it was I was doing. And man, I'm so glad that I'm away from that. And just as I was talking, another relationship came back to mind. Um, Same thing happened. But so you want to ask something?
Yeah, it'll definitely have you acting out of character. My thing was I was hollering, like having shouting matches to the point where I'm losing my voice. Like that's not even my character.
Yeah.
Like I have people tell me all the time I don't talk loud enough. So like from going from not talking loud enough to hollering at the top of your lungs, like dude, that is not me. So yeah, it's imperative, man. Once you see those red flags, like you have to pay attention to the red flags. It's gonna be red flags waving like this, and lights going red like this, and woo in your head. You better listen, man.
Right. Ding, 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 ding.
You know. Somebody over your shoulder, pay attention, message.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Narcissists will drive you nuts. They are already nuts, but they will drive you nuts. And that's their angle. Yeah.
Right. It's your fault that you're nuts.
Yep.
I was calm before you came in here.
Yep.
That's what you loved about me. Yep. That I was so calm. Now, well, you just be going off. I don't have a reason. Was that ever in my personality before? I'm just saying.
Yep. That's rough when somebody, do that to you. I mean, you really feel stupid, but that's what they want you to feel. Yep. You doing all this yelling and going off. What, you all right? How did I get here? Did I just get up and start hollering and yelling? And no, something made me do this. Think about what you're doing and what you're saying.
Right.
Instead of trying to make me look stupid,
Man, I'm saying. Ooh, so listen, perfect timing. Can I do this one?
Yeah. Please? Yes. Because you use this word a lot.
Because I know a lot about it. Lord Jesus. Okay, so the next word or next term is very important. Narcissists this is one of their specialties, one of their superpowers. It's called triangulation. It's also a war tactic. So, triangulation is a common strategy to deflate a conflict in all types of relationships. Still, when a narcissist uses it, they aim to involve a third person or more, a third person in the argument and assert dominance and turn it into a 2-against-1 situation. Man, I've experienced that so many times, like straight up. For example, a narcissistic parent might try to turn the child against the other parent by allowing or offering things that the other parent disapproves. In turn, a narcissistic partner may involve a friend to gain support for their opinion.
So I want to go back to, because I thought you was going to elaborate on it a little bit.
I was going to. I just wanted to read it all through
first. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give you my personal experience. What transpires, and obviously no names are involved, would never do that. It's not my style. But so situation was myself and this person were having a disagreement about something. It's been several situations, but generally speaking, the situations were blown out of proportion. As I stated before, I'm a very calm person until you push me too far. So I'm trying to handle the situation in a calm manner. The triangulation, the deflecting, all of that stuff. ensued. Then we're having a shouting match. So now, this person involved, their family, say it like that, into the conversation. And they were supposed to be helping solve the situation, help come to a common consensus. And it was a attack on me. No matter what I said, not only was I cut off multiple times, not allowed to finish a full thought, but everything that this person said was how can I say it? Was pushed forward as more important than, first off, fact, and then second off, considering the entirety of the situation. This was a continuous thing. So it became an attack on me by 3 people or more at times, where, you're being told, well, you need to do this, and basically you need to do what this person is telling you to do. And we all grown in here. We all have our own choices. We all have our own mindsets. In any situation, the goal is to take into consideration everyone's best interest.
Yeah.
So again, it's when you take multiple people and one person isolated, like the spotlight is on them and everyone's interrogating them and hurling insults or, passive aggressive insults and things of that sort, and demeaning the character of the person who's in the spotlight. And it's never a good thing, especially when the goal is to bring a consensus and no one is listening but to the person who is doing the triangulating.
Mm-hmm. And I want to go back to something I said earlier about the person that is, when you can't tell somebody that they're wrong, but you agree with what they're saying and they're wrong, that's bad. And so in turn, because that what this person is saying and doing is wrong, you attack the person that they're attacking. So you just join in. How do you think that make people feel? Some people don't care, specifically a narcissist, because what you are doing is you are tearing that person's mind up. And so it's not just you, but it's other people. But you are being ridiculous because you don't have, I'm going to just say, the balls to tell this person, listen, you are wrong. What you are saying is wrong. What you are doing is wrong. Well, instead, this is my family and I'm going to agree with everything they're saying. You are not very bright. I'm just going to say it. You are not very bright at all. Why would you join in with somebody that are wrong? And how does that make you right? How does that make you look right? And then something else that you've told me in the past is how one specific person know that this person is wrong, and then they come back to you later and apologize. I was wrong. I just, said what I said to you and attacked you because they were upset. I don't care if it's your family or not. If they are wrong, they are wrong. Stop being ridiculous. I have to calm down. Stop being ridiculous and check that person right. Woosah. Check that person. So how many times are you going to humble yourself and go back to this person and say, I'm sorry. I apologize to you. I listened to them and believe what they said. And so that person come to you 10 more times, bringing this victim to you and putting them down, and you joining in when you already know that person ain't right, but you ain't strong enough or got backbone enough to tell them you ain't right. Stop doing this person bad. Right. I'm just going to join in with you. So all of y'all crazy. Now, how about that? Okay.
I mean, well, what you said, what you have said.
That is so wrong. And that, for me, something like that what bothers me the most is to think that I would be creating situations to make somebody's mind be messed up. That's the kind of person I am. If I know that I did something to mess up your mind, for example, if I know you are thinking suicidal thoughts, having suicidal ideations, or that you had to go to a therapist because of something that I said and something that I did to you, I ain't happy with that.
Right.
I am not happy with that because I created something bad and made these people start thinking bad about themselves, and so now they're wanting to kill themselves, or now they're having to go to a therapist just because of me and my mouth, something I said or did. So I know I ain't a narcissist. uh I have a heart. um and so I just wanted to add that, because when you can't speak up and then you say things like, well, I don't want to say nothing to them, or they're messing up my life or making me look bad and I don't know what to do. You better learn what to do, because you can't agree with stupidity and bring people down and beat people down. Well, you can if that's what you do, but you ain't gonna get away with it.
Right.
So
Karma is karma
you gonna
is a mother.
right, and you gonna get what you give. So you might not get it from that person.
Right.
Uh, and I say that right now, and I think about situations at work recently. A bunch of different situations has happened, and I watch how people have done and said, specifically done, mean stuff to me. And so what I keep seeing is that person do something mean to me for a while, and I just pray and keep praying and try to treat them right, do everything I can to treat them right. But that's part of my prayer. Lord, help me treat them the way I want to be treated. I don't just talk about real love, treating others the way you want to be treated. I practice it. So with me practicing that, I see these people get moved away from me, lose positions. Listen, treat people the way you want to be treated. Those are just examples. Um, so that's the kind of stuff that happens when you treat people bad and when you don't open up your mouth and say, hey, that ain't right. When you don't address people, about things like that, you just let it go. Bad things are going to happen to you too. So what I'm saying is I see people reaping what they've sown. So now you can't even work over here by me. They move you to a whole different position because you're doing wrong over here by me, creating bad situations for me and creating stress and anxiety for me. And now what I had to learn how to do is to not accept that. That's what I had in my hand. I didn't want that. So I had to learn how to
LIG, let it go.
right. And so when I let it go, next thing I know, right, Beverly, they had to go to the left. Get on away from here because you're doing too much. And so that's just how I see it. And it has helped me, but I had to make a choice not to be angry and not to be mad about it. I did that for 2 weeks recently and ended up in the emergency room due to high blood pressure and nausea and headaches. That ain't happening again. So my whole attitude has changed again. So, due to that. And you cannot let people make you angry and keep you upset. You have to keep a peaceful mind. And if you don't have a peaceful mind, you have to learn how to get a peaceful mind in a situation so that you don't treat people bad. So that's just something that I had to learn, something that I've experienced. And the headaches and the high blood pressure and the nausea, that stuff is because I was being bullied. Those are effects of being bullied.
Mhm.
So on to the next part. I just wanted to add that little story or little experience.
All right. Very much needed.
Thank
All
you.
right. So, are you a victim of narcissistic parent abuse? Although it's a known fact that children use manipulation to have their own way. They too can be victims of a narcissistic parent. Completely unaware, the children grow into traumatized adults, unhealthy coping mechanisms. or fleas. So, so check out these examples to see if they sound familiar. Okay. So, wanting special treatment in every store and every line you had to wait in around complete strangers. Your parents had to come first and make a scene about it. Narcissists believe that their needs come before everyone else's. This behavior was to be expected. Having a transactional relationship. If you don't compliment your wife's cooking, she won't cook dinner the next day. People raised by narcissists often catch these fleas and apply the pattern in all relationships. Man. Feeling superior to other people. A typically narcissistic trait, your parents always made you hang out with kids from wealthier families and even patronize those they thought weren't good enough for you or for them. Because they're very much concerned with image, very image conscious.
Yeah.
It needs to look this way so people think I'm this. How about you either be that or be who you are? You can't really do. That's a whole nother story. Forget it. Sorry.
So let me add something. So being fake, not being real about who you are, is gonna drive you ding dong, because you are putting on a facade around people, and that's, you're not being honest, you're not being truthful. So eventually that's gonna, like I said, drive you ding dong, gonna make you nutty, because you're trying to keep up an image that is not you. Be yourself. Do you.
Right. Yeah, there was a quote by William Shakespeare that I love a lot. He was speaking about actors, but this is very true as it pertains to, the facade that you put on as a narcissist or a person who's just trying to front to get something that you want. Eventually, the mask that you wear will become your face.
Wow. Yep. And that's when you end up in a situation and you're wondering, how in the heck did I get here? And it's because you wasn't being honest. Yes, do you, boo.
Boo, boo. Go ahead, boo, boo. You know how. You better do you all hard.
So, having no empathy as a child, you go through many bad days at school. If you tried to tell your mom about it, she would dismiss you and start talking about her own problems. That's what narcissists do. It's all about them. Narcissistic parents are not good listeners. Everything has to be about them. So the child grows up feeling inferior and unimportant. That totally stops the communication between the kid and the parent, because the kid is like, I can't trust you with information. I know you're not going to do what's best for me. You're not going to help me in this situation. So those are the kids that end up having suicide ideations, end up committing suicide, end up hurting other kids, end up feeling bad about themselves and having mental health issues, because I don't have nobody I can talk to. I don't have nobody I can trust. The one person, or a couple people, how many ever it is, that I should be able to trust, I can't even go to them and communicate, because they're not going to listen to what's happening to me. They're going to start talking about what's happening with them and make it all about them. And so that is a horrible thing for a kid to have to deal with. I'll stop.
Huh?
I said I'll stop.
No, you good.
Because it just made me think of your classmate, is what it made me think of. Her not having support at school, being bullied by the teachers and by the students, and then not having a good support system at home. So I mean, you end up in a place of isolation. You're like, well, who? I don't have nobody I can talk to. I don't have nobody I can trust. I might as well just not be here.
Right.
So and what other thoughts a person might be having that's feeling that way, and that take their lives due to their experiences, you know, what kind of thoughts are they having? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they dealing with before they take their lives?
Right.
You know, uh, those are some heavy thoughts.
Right.
So anyway, that's what that made me think of.
Right. I can definitely imagine, and I remember with Erica, the person that she's talking about is a classmate of mine in the 6th grade. She was being bullied by the teachers, by the students as well, and eventually she committed suicide because she didn't have a good support system at home, and the
Yeah.
principal and other teachers didn't listen to her. So,
Yeah.
you know, she told me often that she felt unloved, unwanted. You know, no one cared about her. And so eventually she just got to the point where she was fed up with it at the age of 11, you know, committing suicide at the age of 11. Like, that's just beyond me. And now the ages are younger.
Yeah.
So,
5 and 6 year olds.
right,
Nobody should have to deal with that.
right.
So where are we?
Having no boundaries.
Okay.
Did your mom embarrass you by walking around in skimpy clothing in front of your male friends and casually discuss her sex life with you? Narcissistic parents don't have a sense of privacy because they see their child as an extension of themselves. They always steal your thunder. No matter the achievement, your narcissistic parent always made it about them with the apple doesn't fall far from the tree comments. So you can never really enjoy your moment of glory. Having you compete for their affection, narcissistic parent abuse turns for the worst when you have siblings. You never know which child will be their favorite, so you can compete for their affection.
That's horrible. When
Mhm.
a child has to, you know, think like that. Was today gonna be my day? Are they gonna be nice to me today? Am I gonna be their favorite today? No child should have to think about competing for affection um,
Right.
from their parents.
And,
But
and the fact,
it's a go ahead.
no, you finish. I'm sorry. I thought you.
No, I was just gonna say, but it's a true thing. I mean, it really happens in some relationships, and that's horrible.
Right. Yeah. So I was going to say, and the fact of the matter is, regardless of who's their favorite, you're only their favorite because you're doing what they want you to do. You are
Yeah.
their puppet. So as
Yep.
soon as you step out of line with what they want you to do, then you will be discarded as everyone else is who is not serving their purpose.
Yeah.
Have to realize that. That's just
That,
a very cold, hard fact.
yeah. That's horrible. So, shifting responsibility, were you always the one to run errands so your mom could rest? Narcissistic parents often use their children to do housework instead of them and make them feel more like the parent than the child. No child should ever have to feel like they are the parent and I got to do my parents' duties. I got to be the parent because my parent is doing something else. So I have siblings, so I got to be the parent and make
Right.
sure everybody eats and I clean and all of that. That's
Yeah.
not letting the child be the child.
Right. And
Go ahead.
talking down to people they found inferior. How many family dinners has your dad ruined by being rude to the restaurant staff? Narcissists nurture their sense of superiority by treating people that they think are beneath them awfully while identifying with and praising high status people. So, ego to the highest
Yep.
and unrealistically high standards. No matter what you achieve, your parents were never satisfied and wanted you to do more. This pressure is the source of many mental health issues later on in life.
That's so bad.
And all of this results in a frustrated adult who puts other people's needs before their own. People please.
Yep.
Uh, oops, lost myself. Uh, if you had trouble with some or all of these situations, there are a chance that you've been raised by a narcissist.
So there you have it. We just shared some information with you to help you know whether you were raised by a narcissistic parent. So, how to deal with narcissist fleas. If you're wondering if you're a narcissist, there's a big chance you aren't. Narcissists would never doubt themselves that way. You're only suffering from a case of fleas that can be resolved if you put your mind to it. So, some of the steps you should take to deal with your fleas: inform yourself about narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, abuse, and its effects on mental health. Reach out for support from your friends, your family, or dedicated support groups. Learn to set boundaries in your relationships. That will make you feel safe. Assertively confront your abuser with the help of a friend or a therapist. Take responsibility for your actions and insist others take responsibility for theirs too.
All right. And what to remember? It is important to remember that changing yourself will not change the narcissist. Again, will not
Yep.
change the narcissist, nor have a positive effect on the relationship. Additionally, when you've gotten to the point where you are engaging in these unhealthy behaviors, it is likely that you have developed an anxiety disorder. It happens. It's one of
Yeah.
the not benefits. While these maladaptive coping strategies are highly effective in reducing symptoms in the short term, they result in increasing dysfunction by maintaining and strengthening the narcissist's own behaviors. If you are concerned about the way you've acted, it is likely that you just have fleas. However, you'd be wise to analyze that situation. Give yourself a good flea bath, i.e., get therapy, learn all the things that we've spoken about, learn about
Yep.
NPD, and journaling is a huge
Yes.
thing.
Yep.
And plan an exit strategy. Like I said, baby, my exit strategy is strong now. Listen, my cutoff game is stupid. I will exit stage. Whoop, where'd he go? On you.
Right. Um, and that's good. But then that's what happens when you experience bad stuff, or when you experience stuff, specifically bad stuff, and you learn from it. Then you know, all right, I'm not dealing with that no more. So then you do what you need to do. Yeah, he's going left again, Mark.
To the people on the left.
You do what you got to do to keep from being in that position again. Nobody wants to keep being hurt and feeling sad and down and depressed and angry and broken, and nobody wants to constantly feel that. So then you have to do something to change the trajectory. I learned from this. I'm not going down that road again. So these are the things that I'm going to do to help myself and keep from going to that place in my mind again. So we have shared with you today, we have shared with you about the narcissistic fleas. We have given you lots of information about it. And we encourage you to learn more about it. You know, if it wasn't clear, or if you just want to know more about it, educate yourself about it. That's how you learn. Knowledge is key. Um, and that's how you gain education about things, the knowledge about things by learning. So you want to say something? We're at the end
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
show.
And if you want to learn more, be sure to tune in every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. For Where's the
Absolutely.
Love? We got more information coming for you. So just stay tuned.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for joining our show. Thank you for listening. Even if you come back, a few people have told me that they come back and look at the videos, and that the information is valuable to them. Thank you to those people. We appreciate you. We love you. We send you peace. And we not wish you, but we send you joy and peace, prosperity. Take care of yourself. Bye for now. See you next Sunday. Same place, same time. Take care. Stay for the video.